Today we're talking about owning your first aircraft. Funny story, I actually bought my first helicopter when I was 18 years old. Believe it or not, I actually bought it without ever having flown a helicopter before, which is an unbelievable thought. I knew that this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to fly helicopters, and so I made a plan. I bought a helicopter. I hadn't even flown one before. I actually only got to fly one a few days later when I came back after everything was done and said and done, and then I was actually able to fly for the first time. Let me tell you, at 18 years old, buying your first helicopter, the learning curve is very, very steep. There's lots of things that you need to know, and I'm just going to go over a few of those things today and talk about how the Hill experience is actually going to be able to help you out with that and help you out with some of maybe the more complexities of that process. So when you buy a helicopter, first thing you need to understand is insurance. You need to find an insurance broker, somebody that's willing to be able to insure you depending on your experience level, etc. That can be a simple or a daunting process depending on where you are in the world, what type of experience level you have, etc. So insuring the helicopter is kind of the first step. Hill Helicopters is offering a Hill platform insurance. And this is something that I'm going to talk about in a different video, so I'm not going to go into detail about that, but something that is going to make the whole experience of getting insurance extremely easy. It's done on the app, it's super simple, so it's not going to be something that you're going to have to worry about with an HX50. It'll just be essentially automatic for you. So insurance is one of the things you can think about. Just give me 30 seconds of your time. I want to invite you to the Hill Helicopters exclusive presentation. This is a presentation that Ruben and I do online. It takes 30 minutes and we walk you through all the details, the specs, the performance of the helicopter, as well as the development stage that we're at. And at the end of the presentation, we give you an opportunity to pre-order the aircraft now under special conditions. If you want to book one, just go to hillhelicopters.com/schedule and I'll see you there. The next one is where you're going to keep your helicopter. The helicopter can be kept outside, but honestly, that's really not a good idea. You can have covers for it, etc. But something like this, a beautiful piece of machinery like this, really should be kept indoors, especially if you're in more extreme climates, hot, cold, etc., humid, and so forth. And so having a hangar to be able to put the helicopter in is pretty vital. There's different options for that. So depending on where you live, a lot of places, if you're outside of the city limits and you're in a more rural area, you're able to actually keep the helicopter at your house if you want to. So if you have a large garage or you build yourself a hangar at your house, that's actually a good thing to think about, because it's something that makes the flying experience so much simpler and more enjoyable, because you can literally walk out your back door of your house, hop in the helicopter and go flying from point to point, which is such a beautiful thing. So that's something to consider if it's an option for you. Also, you can have local airports you can go to, you can rent hangar space, you can buy hangars. There's lots of different options for that. You can just rent space in somebody else's hangar, and typically that's not very expensive. It can be quite economical depending on where you are. The prices range all across the board, but I've seen as little as maybe $300 a month up to maybe $1,000 or $1,500 a month if you're renting a larger space in somebody's hangar. So lots of different options for that. So hangaring the helicopter is the second thing. How are you going to maintain that helicopter as well? So maintenance is obviously a concern that is something you have to be doing on a regular basis. Annually, if you're flying the helicopter less than 100 hours per year, or every 100 hours, depending on, like I say, how much you're flying. If it's more than 100 hours in a year, you're going to be doing an inspection every 100 hours. So getting a relationship with an engineer that you trust is something that's really important as well. And again, that's something that's going to be available through the Hill community, through the Hill network. On the app, you jump on the Hill app, and you're going to see all the service centers that are in your local area or anywhere that you want to be going. If you're going to be traveling to different areas, you're going to be able to see the service center. If it's a prominent service center, it's going to have a large stock of parts as well. You're going to be able to see what parts are available in that area. You're going to see the contact information for the different engineers that are trained and certified to be working on your helicopter. So that's going to be a network worldwide that you're going to have access to right there. And so you don't necessarily need to find and procure your own network locally there for you of a service center. You're going to be able to do that right there on the Hill app. So that's going to make that whole experience easier as well. learning to fly the helicopter, depending on if you have a license or not, that's something that is also going to be available on the Hill network. So on the app, you're going to be able to see a network worldwide of pilots that have been trained, flight training schools that have been certified to be able to offer training on the HX50. If you're wanting to go out with an instructor, just keep fresh and current, or if you're traveling different areas and you want to do some flying with somebody there, you're going to have that option as well. So I think having that global network of people that are able to support you in that way is something that is really beneficial, and it's going to be helpful, I think, for private owners of all different types. And I think having that global network to be able to fly in different areas as well is going to be something that's going to be really special, because we have a community in currently 78 countries and growing the amount of countries that we have orders from right now. And so you're going to be able to form friendships on the app, meet people from different parts of the world. And our insurance program, which again I'll talk about in a different video, is actually going to insure you on the Hill platform, which means you're going to be insured on any Hill product, which is something that's very unique, very different. So you have a friend over in South Africa or in the US or in South America or wherever it happens to be, they own an HX50, you're actually going to be insured to be able to fly on that helicopter, which is something that's pretty unique and pretty special. So ownership of a helicopter, lots of things to think about, but we're going to be there every step of the way to be able to help you along that process. Also maintenance tracking, so not just doing the inspections that you need, but also the parts that need to be replaced and when they need to be replaced. All of that tracking is going to be done on the Hill app as well. So you're going to have access to that. You're going to see the life and the health of the aircraft, when things are going to be needing to be replaced, etc. And so you're going to be able to work with that with your engineer as well, but you're going to have direct access to that. So lots of different things to help you out with the ownership of your first helicopter. It's an exciting time. It's a time where, you know, there's lots of learning to be had, but I think having that support network, having that system around you and that community around you to be able to help you through those different things is something that's going to be really, really beneficial, and of course make the process simpler and more enjoyable, but safer as well. So hope you guys enjoy that, and we're going to talk to you soon.